That's good. I like how you introduced.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kami Wyckoff. This is Deborah Siegel, and we are the founders of a community for women who write called She Writes.
That's shewrites.com, and we're a network of over 8,000 women who write from all 50 states and from 30 countries across the globe. Many of our women are writing new kinds of heroines. Heroine from Chicago. I can't say that word. Heroines. So we're psyched to be doing this event.
And when Teri approached us about co-hosting it, we were really thrilled because so much of why we created She Writes is we were trying to provide support, community, and a way to turn up the volume on the stories told by women and girls to reflect a full range of the human experience. Not women as a genre, which it's not, because it's more than half of the population. But women as storytellers speaking with truth and honesty.
And we're writers ourselves. We live so much of our lives online. She Writes lives online. We're so thrilled at opportunities like this one to be gathering with other women who write in real space in a KGB bar.
With cocktails.
With a drink in our hands.
So please come and join us at the event. We're really excited to be part of it.
See you there.
I just made a really weird face.
God.
And then the sound of little gasping breaths. Mara feared her mother might eventually stop breathing altogether.
The Ordinary Women, Extraordinary Heroines event came out of feedback I got from people when I did my book tour and audiences and women that I've spoken to in researching my books and speaking to other women authors. So I thought this would be a great event. We'll get a bunch of women together. We'll come out on a January night at a great bar, KGB, and we will tell our stories, read from our writing, and then read from the writing of Afghani women. And it seemed like a great idea, and we had a great turnout. There are millions of stories waiting to be told by women, millions more that have already been told that should be read and shared. Tonight we can only share a few with you, but it is our hope that these stories will inspire you to find your own heroines and share them with each other. But most of all, it's our fervent wish that you are inspired to turn off your cell phones. And one of my intentions in pulling this evening together was to make hearing writing exciting.
I thought it was a great time. We had a great time.
So the evening came together with a group of authors that I think aren't just great authors. They're extraordinary women.
Consider that terrible corporation. James didn't even resent that people had paid money to see the wreck. He never explained to me how he got to Tehran. We found each other across the street from the Amir Kabir in a coffee shop, an open-faced, raised cement platform covered with rugs where they served that thick, sweet coffee and tea in little glass cups. I had been sitting in there alone when he came in. I knew who he was right off. He sat down next to me. He said he doesn't know why. The first thing I said to him was, "You're James Dean, aren't you?" He had looked at me like I was crazy. "Are you crazy?" he said.
To focus on Mara, who is one of my favorite characters. She's an 11-year-old girl, and she really is a female heroine, in my opinion. And many readers have told me, in fact, that they really most loved and felt for and worried about Mara. So I'm going to read a little section of her first chapter. New York, 10:47 a.m., Mecca, 6:47 p.m. Mara, listening outside the door, ear pressed to it like a nosy parent checking a teenager's room, except that Mara was 11 and she was listening to her mom.
Overcome with the knowledge I had tried to ignore up until that moment, that any of these boys could overpower me if they wanted. Within minutes, I had a terrible thought. This fear life wasn't hopelessly foreign, like some flip-side world revealed once the kidnapper's burlap was pulled from the head. I lived in that system already. Why? Because I was a girl in a man's world. Sure, this was 1992, and despite being athletic, 5'10" and outspoken, the
What
traits
is
that
a heroine to me? Well, a heroine to me is a woman who is unapologetic about her point of view, her experiences, and her story. And it's a woman who goes through her life constantly challenging herself to speak up, to have her voice heard. And I find that almost every woman I've ever met, when you hear her story and when you hear what the average woman goes through in her life, I find that almost every woman is a heroine.
I thought their words were magical, and they all were able to just capture different views of the struggles that we all go through as women.
It seems that there's a trend where women are feeling more and more like their stories are important and they need to be told, and we need to do more to highlight the incredible stories of average women or even extraordinary women.